So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Photo Conversations, where we have conversations about photography, film, and so much more about life. Today, once again, I'm with Edwin Nyaika, one of Uganda's finest content creators. Edwin is not just a friend, but he's also a brother. We work together on so many projects. He inspires me. We challenge each other. He calls me commander. I call him my leader. He's an amazing person. But one thing I actually have been hearing in the corridors is that you're a tough guy. People even fear to talk to you. I've had friends who come to me like, man, how is that guy? Man, can we talk to that guy? And I'm like, man, this guy is an ordinary Ugandan. In fact, I kataina ndagamuntu. So today, like I said, we're just going to have a conversation about something that is very, very crucial when it comes to the photography, film, and basically content creation, and that is collaboration. I've collaborated with Edwin and other photographers and filmmakers on so many occasions, and the number of things that I've come to realize by just collaborating. So today I would like Edwin to help us understand what are the benefits that come out of collaboration, but also what are some of the challenges that come out of collaboration. So, Edwin, you don't need an introduction. You are the man, the commander. So, Edwin Nyaika, take us through what collaboration looks like in the creative world. What are the benefits that come out of two different photographers coming together and collaborating on an assignment, maybe collaborating on an exhibition, or maybe even collaborating on a bigger event where maybe you come and say, hey, Watanda, you know what? Come in, man, I want you for the tight angles, or maybe I want you for the documentary feel of your work, as I'll be doing the event stuff that I do. So please help us, take us through, and then we can have the conversation.
All right. Nyaika here again. I'm not tough like you guys might think. You can approach me. I'll talk to you nicely. I'll give you my thoughts and all that. You can tell from these videos. But when it is time for work, I tend to be very serious. That's why people.
Otisa, Okanga. You know this guy. There's a time. Sometimes when I go to some of the events where he's working and you see him walking, you say, man, this is the guy. You hear rumors that is Nyaika, that is the guy. Yeah, so we could
anyway, so in regards to collaboration, it's good and it's both good and bad. Yeah. Let me start with the bad. Let me start with the good stuff. So when I was starting out, I started photography through collaboration, because I remember William used to ask me to go with him and work with him and get those extra shots he might have missed, or just give him an extra hand when he's busy. And that is a form of collaboration that actually started this whole career that I'm into. You would have never known me if it wasn't for collaboration. Two, when you collaborate, you learn new things. Like, you will come and you're very familiar. Take, for example, this guy likes his dull lighting. Me, I like colorful scenes and all that. But through collaboration, we're able to find a midpoint and find which is better, which is the best sort of lighting, which works better. And you will never know the perks of the dull lighting versus this other lighting we are onto, and that's another way. We learn. If through collaboration you will come and I might have some equipment that you don't have. You will probably have these lights, but there are those lights you might have, or monitors and all that, but you won't have this. Maybe. And I have it. And you find yourselves sharing different equipment. You won't even know that I actually need this particular device. So, for example, my monitor, I didn't know I needed that arm. until you came with your monitor and I saw, I'm like, I need that.
Yeah.
So you get to see things you didn't know you needed, but through collaboration, you're able to get exposed to some new ideas, new technologies, and you get better through.
And I would say for me, the right word would have been access. You get access to certain things that you don't have.
Exactly.
I've been on assignment, and some of the photographers don't have what you have, and the other way around, you also do not have what they have.
Yep.
So sometimes the only way to come up with like the best kind of work on that particular assignment, you need to borrow, and that is for me a sort of collaboration. But also when it goes to style, like you said, that I love my simple minimalistic lighting, and for you want the the light that goes on it, right? So sometimes when you have two different styles come together, you instead produce something that I would call maybe a hybrid. So maybe when we are together with Nyaka and said my technical abilities might be good with the documentary natural lighting, and then he brings on board his technical abilities in artificial lighting.
Yep.
And then now the other thing is that we learn along the way as I see how you do your artificial lighting, as you see how I do my natural lighting. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's more of knowledge sharing, but also hardware sharing, like you're sharing the equipment at the same time. Yeah.
Yep. And actually, collaboration, let me put it in simple terms. Yeah, you on your own, you probably have like 10 years of experience, 10 or plus. I have about, in video, I have like 3-4 years. In pictures, it's actually 2 years. In photos, I have 7 years. But when we bring our experience together, it becomes 17 plus years of experience, and you can't beat that.
Actually, I've never looked at it that way. That okay, when you bring your 5 years of experience and I bring my 5 years of experience, it becomes 10 years of experience. Yeah. I think that's a brilliant way of seeing the idea of collaboration. I mean, you're bringing on board knowledge and skills that you've accumulated for over 10 years, and maybe I'm bringing skills and knowledge I've accumulated for over 5 years, and together we are forming this knowledge base that is stronger than us working separately.
See, if you look at, say for example, if you Bagamba, no one is an island, correct? So because you close yourself off to other people, you're stuck with what you know. But as soon as you open yourself to other people and other technology, forms of collaboration, you start to receive a whole bunch of things. Yeah, it's I did IT, so I'm just going to put it in internet terms, because this collaboration is not just about photography and videography. It's in the whole art field. I did IT, so I'll just narrate for you. An intranet is basically a closed off network, right? But as soon as you connect it to the internet, so in the intranet, if I had the network in my house, that is an intranet, yeah? And the only things I can access through that are what I have on my servers and in my house. But as soon as I connect that network to Wi-Fi and to the internet, yeah, I now have access to the whole world.
The entire internet infrastructure, you have access to it. And I would say that's also a good analogy to explain collaboration, that when you're in a closed space, in terms of resources, in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, in terms of clientele, in terms of innovation, you are limited to that intranet. Let me use the same analogy. But the moment you tap out into the rest of the World Wide Web, but remember it's an analogy, we're just saying World Wide Web, but we mean like tapping it out into other areas of collaboration, then you access the entire ecosystem of the industry. You're able to actually, I'll also say that when you collaborate with others, you are challenged, because it helps you to know where you lie. You know, it's like when you have no competition, or when you have competition but you've never seen your competition.
Yeah.
So for me, and I'm talking about healthy competition, not talking about competition of where you guys are literally having beef. No, I'm talking about competition that is healthy. Of, you know what, Edwin has amazing slow-mo shots, and I'll say, man, those are cool shots. But then, how do I incorporate that style in my style? So I'm challenged. I'm challenged when I see good work, and quite often when we go for like events, you know, those photography events, and there's so many photography companies that have been called to work. I usually step out and reach out to photographers that are working, and I'll be like, I'll introduce myself. My name is Watanda. I'm a photographer. How are you doing? And then before you know it, you create a relationship. But you're also trying to understand how they're working, and if they're kind enough, they will be kind to you. They'll pull you in, and you get to learn what they're doing. So the challenge itself helps you grow as a photographer. You need to challenge yourself by stepping out there.
Very true.
Collaborate. And sometimes collaboration does not necessarily mean that you have to do some work together, but step out, reach out to these guys, and just listen to them. Have some form of rapport with them, because together we build the industry.
Yeah. And another advantage of collaboration, if we went to a project, if I have a client, high-end client, and I asked you to come with me to do a gig. If that client sees you on set with me, and the next time I'm unavailable, and I send you to cover for me, the client will be more receptive to working with you.
They'll be more comfortable to work.
As opposed to,
because they've seen you together.
As opposed to bringing a brand new person they've never seen, they don't know what to expect. So when you collaborate, there is relationships between clients that become a lot easier.
We've heard it all about the advantages of working together. We've said collaboration challenges you. Collaboration gives you access to skills, assets, and an entire ecosystem of the industry when you collaborate with other people. He has also shared that when you work together, you bring together your experience of, like, you know, you have 5 years of experience and I have 5, and we are 10 years of experience working together. That was brilliant. Actually, I'd never thought of it that way. So, but then there's a dark side of collaboration. And any photographer or filmmaker will tell you there's definitely a dark side of collaboration. I've collaborated with people and I'm like, I don't want to do this again, you know? So, Edwin, can we also just shortly discuss the idea of what are some of the challenges that come with working together with different people?
The more you collaborate, you're going to eventually find out things going both right and wrong. You'll give someone your camera to work with. I'll bring someone to work with me, and they will mess up my camera because they are not used to such luxury.
They are not careful with other people's equipment.
Exactly. Your equipment will get damaged. They will steal from you. Remember, we lost memory cards because we are trying to share with people, and it's most of these people, they're good people, but you will always find that one person who will. You'll also get exploited on multiple occasions. You'll go to work with someone, and either you'll agree to because the client is theirs, and you don't know how much the other person is getting, but because he's your friend, he will ask you to come over, work with him, and you'll price him as a friend, but the other side, you don't know how much he's getting. He's probably getting a lot more money, and he's giving you like 1%.
But the idea of finances is also something very touchy and very specific. We will definitely, I think, in another video, we'll be able to talk about how do you share money, or how do you share the financial responsibilities when you're working together on an assignment, on a collaboration. But I would say the darkest side of collaboration really comes down to character. It comes down to ethics. And it comes down to it's like on an individual basis. People behave differently. People have different backgrounds. So sometimes when you collaborate, you need to just be very careful with who you collaborate with, because you do not know them as much as you would have wanted to. And I would also recommend that the best way to collaborate is to collaborate with people you know, people you've grown up with, people you've worked with for a long time together. And I'll give you an example also, a challenge that comes with collaboration. When you are collaborating, definitely you are at different levels in terms of skill and in terms of growth as an entity or as an organization or as a freelancer. You're different. Probably you are at a level of making maybe $50,000 on a gig, and I'm still at $1,000, you know. So you might be at a level where you're able to command a fee of $50,000 on an assignment, and I'm not yet there. But then we work on this assignment together. Then how do we make the share? How do we split the money? So these are some of the challenges. But like I said, when you have worked together for a long time and then you have built a relationship that is strong enough for you to be able to understand each other without expressly saying words or whatever, it's the prerequisite for any collaboration.
It's depends on most people. Most of us are greedy, which is a very bad thing. When I recommend someone for a gig, I don't even want a cut from that man. You go do the gig.
But I can also tell you, Nyaika, it is not bad to ask for a cut.
Yes.
If that is how I operate. It's important to know how people do operate. And you know how, for this guy, if he's going to give you his gig, have his cut 10% on the what? On the side. So I will not say it's a bad thing, but I'm going to say just know who you're working with.
That applies to those high-end gigs where you're making so much money. These gigs of
Mitwala.
Let the guy go, make that money since you're not going to be there. But anyway, collaboration is mostly a good thing. I highly recommend it. Find someone, work with them. They will introduce you to other people you can work with, and that's how you grow that's how you grow your craft. Most people be asking me, how do I grow my business? How do I get these clients that you have? But it's all through collaboration. Take time and work with someone. They will introduce you to someone. The reason I think actually the reason I got into some of these big companies was because Boris from Tubayo recommended me to Albert Katraguma of Ivers Digital, and all hell broke loose.
But why have you never introduced me? You see people want to eat money. I don't. Just to do a recap of this conversation, I would say, one, when you're making a collaboration, just know the people you're collaborating with. Two, understand the level of skill that you're at, and then be able to know who does what and who earns what, so that you're able to make the split properly. But then also, for me, I believe in gradual growth with somebody. So start working with someone on a smaller project. Engage them on another project before you can trust them to be able to. I've also had collaborations with people that I started with on a small assignment and went on to a bigger assignment. But then lastly, I would also like to say collaboration does not necessarily mean that you're collaborating with only photographers and filmmakers. Our industry is huge and it has other facilitating roles. We have writers, we have animators, we have motion graphics people, we have producers, cinematographers, and all sorts of other roles that come into the film and photography. These are opportunities still for collaboration. Collaborate with these people on different things, and then you develop some kind of synergy to be able to produce better work. So thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. We reached here and there was no power. I said, let me wait. Now, Nyaika has some sort of magic here. It works like power. But we are going to be having more conversations like this. I want to engage people that are reputable in the industry to share with us, to learn, and to use this knowledge to be able to cause development, to cause change, and to cause impact. Nyeka Kati, Nyeka, I've been seeing you traveling for. Can first tell us, where have you been lately? The other day I see you in Zambia, the other day Zimbabwe, the other day nesinakula ko musiza abazungu.
Dubai wali wadugavu.
So first tell us, where have you been? How are things going? And
so when was it? Last week I was in Zimbabwe. I was looking for Robert Mugabe. Actually, I came back with 50 billion. You know, 50 billion. I might buy Twitter and just because I can. Anyway, so I was in Zimbabwe. I'd gone to do some work for a very good client of mine, Ivers Digital and AFSA, Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Uganda. They took me there to do some work for them. To Akomio, we did a good job. The client is happy. We'll be traveling again this week. We'll be going. I won't say, but I'll.
But also just to cut you short and also share with the viewers. One of the things that I like about Nyeka is that he makes the craft
enjoyable,
but also like you're proud. You're proud to see a photographer, traveling around. I know, Nyeka, you may not be the most traveled guy around, but still I would say it adds something to the industry. To see that a photographer, when Nyeka is strolling with his backpack on the runway. But I would say photographers and filmmakers should start to normalize certain things. Even when you're working with your clients, normalize travel. It's not, like, if people want you to go and work in another country, how do you get there? You fly. So normalize some of these things. Normalize looking smart. When you see Nyeka on an assignment, man, you want to ask him, where do you buy that shoe? So let's normalize things that make us proud, but also things that improve our reputation as photographers and filmmakers, so that when we are out there, we are not compared to the lowest of people. We are also
in short, do not be an everyday person. Tori muntu wa bulijjo.
Tindo wa bulikiro.
Tori wa bulikiro. Add a little science,
flair, and some flavor to
chintu mukitekemu science. Make it look nice. When
Nyeka other thing is going to start lying. So thank you so much, guys, for catching this YouTube video. I honestly do not know what impact this video would have, but just check it out and check out Nyeka on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Nyeka across all platforms. Just put in Nyeka. I'm the only one. One of one.
But you can also check out my YouTube channel, Photo Conversations Uganda, then Watanda Documentary on Instagram. I'm always happy to be here to speak to young people and all people of all ages. Thank you so much. Catch you on the next one.
Before you guys go, disclaimer. Lighting is terrible because, as you can see, I keep turning this thing on and it goes off because it's like on 1%.
Kabama photographer temufayo ero kiganye ize tutambulire mu mbeera si kya bulijjo. See you guys. Catch you on the next one.